Hi, Diana.
Yes, I can say that the most important thing for you is to stay positive and to focus on positive energy. You don't want to be pulled into seeing things in a negative light or even reacting to things negatively. So keep that positive outlook. Um, that's critical for you. Um, there's really not a lot of solutions to work around what you're talking about. I mean, when you're working in the area of HR, I can tell you there are administrators who don't let interns work or become exposed to any HR because of confidentiality. So it's not uncommon, unfortunately, to not get that exposure. Yours may be for different reasons, and obviously, evaluations need to be done, and teachers can't really be penalized if an evaluation isn't performed. So there are issues in your school that really are out of your control that you really can't get involved in as an intern because they really belong to the administration that's there. And you're merely there to shadow and to observe. And if that administrator includes you in things, then that's perfect. If they do not, then there's nothing you can do. You need to let go of that and look at the things you can do. If you're going to be getting control of the SIT and you're going to be running those, that becomes a very interesting thing for you as an intern, because um, it's a rarity for administrators to turn over that kind of responsibility. That certainly says leaps and bounds about the trust that someone would have for you. And it certainly is an arena where you can try to implement change, but it's a better arena for you to gauge what's going on in the school. What are the needs and wants? What are things that the administration could do to make the school a better culture, a better learning environment? And these are things you share with the administrator. So be cautious in the reins that you're giving and how you utilize those reins as far as supporting your administrator. Because remember, the bottom line is, whether we agree or disagree with our administration, as long as they are not ethically or financially in violation, you need to support that administrator. So think in terms of what's ways that you can be a professional and use that SIT to be able to report back to him things you've done for the administration to make life easier for them. So see that as a positive. What responsibilities can you carry the burden to help that the administration or administrator if they're overwhelmed with things? Definitely, if you could get some kind of program set up for mentoring with your beginning teachers. I mean, obviously, you talked about you were doing self-mentoring. Obviously, self-mentoring is better than nothing. I obviously think it's great and very passionate about it, but that's not necessarily, even I don't advocate that it replaces mentoring. I often will see it as something that complements mentoring, and in lieu of not having mentoring, it's better than nothing. So it is a great program, and it does work, and I have research to support that. But you might consider something that's called group mentoring, and that is when you only have a couple of individuals in your school that could actually mentor. Then they literally will do group mentoring where they bring people in, and I mean there's a format to it and it has to be done in a certain way, but that might be an option. I was trying to think of ways to get around the mentoring dilemma. I mean, certainly you could look at group mentoring, you could look at self-mentoring. I mean, there's a lot of solutions out there for that. So I wouldn't really get too worried over the fact that aligning a mentor with a mentee. There are ways to accomplish the same thing because you're not the only school that has limited staff to pull from. And sometimes you can have a lot of faculty that you can pull from and staff, but they may not be that good at mentoring. Not everyone is a good mentor. So sometimes group mentoring is done when there are plenty of people to pick from, but they're not considered quality. So think about that. There are solutions. You're surrounded by solutions, and this is not a bad situation to be in. There's a lot of growth and learning opportunity for you in this situation, and just kind of organize it in your mind, like you were saying. What is it that's most critical, and how can you accomplish that, and how can that be useful to your administrator? And I would definitely communicate with him. Don't go out on the limb and be trying things. You're an intern for one thing, and second of all, you're also in that school. So find ways to make this all positive, but you need to support your administrator. I have a department chair. I've had numerous department chairs, and my theory is it doesn't matter what I think or agree with or disagree that they do, I support my faculty chair. My chair gets my undying support. Unless they ethically break the law or do something where I'd have to take a stand, I do everything I can to make that person successful because it's inherent for the success of the entire group. One cog that doesn't move with all the others stops the entire system. The system shuts down. So you want to be the person that keeps those cogs running. So figure out the most effective way for you to be a solution in all this. And I think you'll be fine. I think this is an incredible learning opportunity. I know you could get a little frustrated, but see this as the value in everything. This actually could be very positive. It has far-reaching potential. So focus on that. Just focus on the positive, the experiences that you can get from this. I think they're there, and I think you can do well at this. He obviously trusts you, your administrator, so so good luck with it. Just reflect on all of this a little bit and think about it. Have a good week.